Hi, I'm Aaron Smithmier, and this is Diner in the Rough. Now, you might recognize me from other KNWT classics such as Chuckles or The Extra Scoop. Heck, you might even remember my special guest appearance on the critically acclaimed movie review show Real Picks. Now, Valentine's Day is right around the corner. This means flowers, wine, and romantic dinners with your significant other. But that also means that this week, we're taking you to Slim's Barbecue in Bethany, Missouri, a place so great it attracts hunters and even a star from Starsky and Hutch. Join me inside. Welcome to Slim's Barbecue, located just off I-35 in the town of Bethany, Missouri. Formerly known as Big Boys, this is a restaurant that lures in many out-of-towners with their deliciously made barbecue. So you guys drove 30 miles just for this good barbecue?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, that's a testament right there. What'd you guys order?
I got a pork loin
Pork loin?
with 2 sides.
So you got the cheesy potatoes.
And baked
Those are to
beans.
die for. I love the
They
cheesy
are good.
potatoes. And you got the coleslaw and the baked potato.
Yes, right. And we
Oh.
plan on taking some of this home for tomorrow.
Nothing's better than barbecue leftovers the next day. Absolutely.
Gotta be good.
Established in 2002 as a drive-in restaurant, it soon became a popular stop, so it expanded into what it is today. The back room is the most recent addition and has become dubbed the Hunter's Room, and I think you get the idea why. As Lynn said, hunters from all around come here to Bethany. Perhaps no more infamous an animal to hunt than the famed jackalope. Good thing they have a license. I sat down with Lynn Alderson, co-owner of Slim's Barbecue, to get to know how they got their start and what goes into a typical day of owning a quality barbecue restaurant. I'm here with Lynn Alderson, the owner of Slim's Barbecue here in Bethany, Missouri.
Correct.
Thanks for joining us, Lynn.
That's quite all right.
Now, I was talking to you a little bit earlier about you and your husband, how you guys own this restaurant. How did it start out? It's kind of an interesting story.
My husband had worked on the road for years, and he kind of was tired of it. So we moved back here, and he was going to continue to work, and I was going to stay here. And that job that he took didn't work out real well, so he said, I'm going to try just barbecuing around, because when we did work on the road, when we would get a job completed, he and I would maybe cook for 200 people. He
Wow.
would do the meat, and I would do all the sides. And people would say, oh, you guys do such a good job, you need to open a restaurant. And we both said, no, we just weren't interested in that at all. But when we moved back here, he said, I'm going to set up at some of the stations around town and just see if I can sell some sandwiches. And I said, people won't eat that. But they did. And he got to the point where he maybe fed, well, it started off with sometimes 100 people at noon, and then it got up to 200 sometimes.
Wow.
And he would have such long lines that it was taking up room in people's parking lots. So he bought this lot just to have a place to we had a concession trailer at that time, which was an old FedEx truck.
Really?
That we had
Just converted for the sake of the barbecue.
Yes.
Have any famous people come through here?
We have. Years ago, it was one of the guys was in Starsky and Hutch.
Really?
He's a
You drove
big
by?
hunter, and he knows some guy that lives around here, and he brought him in.
Awesome.
And I remember that day they ate lunch in here, and people were looking at him, and is that who I think that is? Yep, that's him.
So, Lynn, I know it takes a lot of work. You guys get here early in the morning to start smoking the meat. What all preparation kind of goes into just a typical day of running Slim's Barbecue?
Well, we're here at 5 to 5:30, putting meat on the grill. The brisket that we use, we have our own secret marinade that we soak that in. And
What's in it? I'm just kidding.
I won't tell you that. I will tell you one thing, it has beer in it. That's what helps tenderize
Well, then I
it.
think I might have to take the
You
brisket.
think so?
What else?
And I make the beans, so we get those started early of a morning. and we get things ready for the steam table to get it all ready. And it just takes quite a few hours to get everything set up.
Before we take a look in the kitchen and the smoke room, let's talk about a brief history of how barbecue came to be. The first recorded use of barbecue in the English language has actually been traced back to William Dampier back in 1697. Before this use, barbecue was known as barbacoa by the Timucua of Florida and the Taino of the Caribbean. Barbacoa translates literally to sacred fire pit, in which they would dig a hole in the ground, then place the meat inside of a pot so that the juices could make a broth. They then sat maguey leaves and coal on the fire to cook the meat, which took a few hours to finish. The word barbecue has attracted several inaccurate origins from folk entomology. An often repeated claim is that the word is derived from the French language. The story goes that French visitors to the Caribbean saw a pig being cooked whole and described the method as barbe et queue, meaning from beard to tail. Another claim states that the word barbecue came from a time when roadhouses and beer joints with pool tables advertised bar, beer, and queues. According to the tale, this phrase was shortened over time to BBQ, then just BBQ with a letter. In the southern United States, barbecue initially revolved around the cooking of pork. Coming up, we're going to take a look at the different ways of cooking barbecue. I take a look at where Lynn's husband Jay lights a fire under Big Bertha, and I get my hands on a brisket sandwich. When we come back on Diner in the Rough. We are in Bethany, Missouri, home to Slim's Barbecue. I just got done talking to Lynn about how Slim's got its start and a typical day at the restaurant. Now we're going to take a look at the different methods of cooking barbecue. Some different techniques for cooking barbecue include smoking, baking, braising, solar power, grilling on wood, charcoal, natural gas, propane, and electricity. Smoking can be done with wood or charcoal, although many common commercial smokers use a gas, such as a propane, to heat up a box of wet wood chips, enough to cause smoke. During the smoking, the barbecue lid, or smoker door, is closed, causing a thick, dense cloud of smoke to envelop the meat. This method is what we see at Slim's Barbecue. Their smoker is actually called Big Bertha. Barbecue gatherings are widely popular throughout the United States. What is known as the World Series of Barbecue at the American Royal, and that's held every year in October in Kansas City. Now, the World Championship Barbecue Cooking Contest is held in May every year in Memphis, Tennessee. Now we're going to take a look at the smoke room and get a glimpse of Big Bertha. Apparently this is the best seat in the house. I don't think they meet in January. It's a little cold. Let's go see the smoker and hope it's still warm in there. Okay, we're here in the smoke room. This, I was told, is called Big Bertha. They only break this out usually on the weekends or special occasions, but it's a rotisserie cooker. And with all their cookers that they use here, it's actually a side-lit cooker. That way there is no direct wood underneath. It dries out the meat, and that's not what Slim wants. Slim wants juicy meat for all the people. Okay, this is the smaller smoker. While they don't have a cool nickname like Big Bertha out front, this is the one they use on a more day-to-day basis. Like the other one, it is a side-lit smoker, and it's still nice and warm in here from where they pulled off all the meat. You can still kind of smell the remnants of that, and the wood still burning. They only use dry wood because a lot of times when restaurants use green wood, it gives kind of an odd flavor to the barbecue, which a lot of people don't like. They use dry seasoned woods from such trees as like apple trees, peach trees, and hickory. It gives a nice smoky flavor while maintaining kind of a sweet and juicy meat. The brisket is marinated in a special blend of their own secret recipe overnight. It is then placed in the smoker for 5 hours to achieve its tasty perfection. Along with my brisket sandwich, I got a side of curly fries and their special homemade lemonade. Okay, so I just got my plate from Lynn. It's got my brisket sandwich on it. I'm probably gonna add some sweet barbecue sauce to it, curly fries, a pickle, and of course, homemade lemonade. And I'm just absolutely looking forward to this. I believe this is the sweet. Great thing about barbecue is you can put as much sauce on it, and if you're messy, it's kind of expected. That is good barbecue. This is absolutely fantastic barbecue. Does the Midwest proud. Hats off to Lynn and the entire crew and her husband for coming in at 5 in the morning to make this. Fresh off the smoker, this brisket is tender, it's sweet, it's rich, it has all the flavors that good barbecue needs. Slim's Barbecue offers the great taste of Midwestern barbecue mixed with the atmosphere of a family kitchen. While it may not be the typical Valentine's Day restaurant, I still found myself romanced by their kind hospitality and delicious barbecue. If you want to check out some of our videos, go to our Facebook page or email us at knwt@nwmissouri.edu. Well, Lynn, thank you very much. This has been a fantastic dinner. This truly is the Diner in the Rough. It earned our seal of approval, and I will definitely be back here again. So you keep on doing what you're doing until your husband says thing. Have a great day.
Thank you very much.
It's been so long since I cried that hard, since I fell to the floor and
Now, I
warm
noticed you
hard on my
initially said
arm,
that
try
this
to
is
hold
front
your
room.
breath.
When did you add that back?
So you can die in a dream,
That
just
was
to
added
come
on
back
as
to
a
life
screen
and try
and
it
forged
over
it
again. Say the love.
And it worked pretty good if the weather was perfect. But there's
Trying to
no really
save our
perfect
love.
weather out there. It was either
Save
raining or it was
love.
too hot out there or too cold. And then when we started having lots of people, we just really needed the room. So we
Yeah,
just
on my
closed it.
head starts sticking,
And kind of made
slipping
that.
away.
I love you. You complete me.
This is my favorite part.
And I just had
Shut up. Just shut up. You had me at hello.
Gets me every time. Isn't that right, Colonel Snuggles? Boop. Until next time, have a happy Valentine's Day, Maryville.